Welcome to Braunhaven. We will be picking up where we left off last week. These guys have entered uh, Boovrsdalr Dungeon, which is supposed to be a lost tomb of stone giants, and the stone giants would be very interested in learning of its location. These guys have heard some rumors about it and found the entrance of what they believe is the dungeon and have entered. They just got done dealing with a Remoraz that was in the hall, and Borman opened up the door to the north, which was the tomb of Krufkrus the Wise, and that's where we'll be picking up. We'd like to bring attention to the fact that we do have a Zazzle store for swag. We've got t-shirts and hoodies and buttons and whiskey rocks glasses and beer steins and there's just an acre of stuff on that store, and 100% of the proceeds from that store goes back into our channel. It helps cover costs of things like Roll20 Pro and Incarnate, which we use pretty explicitly to make our maps. So if you want to help us out and help make all of these subscriptions meet at the beginning of the month, go get yourself a t-shirt or a hoodie, and we appreciate everything that you do for us. Okay, so we are not in combat. You do see that there are two more stone doors to the immediate east and to the immediate south. Which direction would you like to go?
I mean, our general rule of thumb is that we follow a wall around, and if this door and this door look the same, then I guess we go around this way and start
Let's do it.
checking. Yeah, that's
By the way,
our
did you
general
mean to not
rule.
have any of the fog?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Did you mean to not have the fog, like the whole thing?
Yeah, I've just left the whole thing open. I didn't do any lighting with it.
Yeah, we're just being solid by not seeing beyond what we've seen.
Right.
Our standard operating procedures are we pick a wall and we follow it.
Okay.
And so that's what I'm gonna do. Check this door and see if it's got traps. And
you do not find any traps on the door, and it is not locked.
Oh, well, does it open right on up?
Yeah. Looking into this, so this is a massive door made of a single slab of granite, and looking in here again, you see that there are two unlit braziers, and one in the southeast corner is lit. And looking on the floor, you see that there are giant-sized footsteps that go from this door to this door, stepping through the permafrost on the floor. And that's what you see. And you see that there's a door to the north, south, and east.
Looking for traps in this area before I tell my homeboys and homegirls that it's clear, and that makes my mark.
Okay.
I should be able to find them, unless I take negatives.
In fact, you find where you are standing is trapped. Everything that is not the footsteps is trapped on the floor.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I will step on there and I will whisper that. I'll be like, man, everything around here is fucked up. But there's a door to the north and south. Would this from here to here be all one trap, or are these three separate traps?
They are all pressure plates.
So if we swing the door open, that shouldn't trip the pressure plate. Any of the broom people can do that for you if you want.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, but that we'll have to shuttle
go through. It's like whatever,
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we'll follow this the easy route. Maybe there'll be another door in. You know, maybe there'll
Okay.
be another way. I know that the map doesn't show that we can go to the north and south area without going over trap area, but still going to try to avoid a triggering event. Yeah. What is this door trapped?
It is not, but you do detect that there are springs in the hinges of this door that will cause it to automatically close on its own.
Like real big springs, or
You
Well,
yank them out, or
yeah, pretty
can you
much. I
prop
mean,
the door open?
the door is 12 feet tall by 10 feet wide, and
All right, giant door.
the hinges are loaded. These stone hinges have spring steel in them that when you open the door, if you let go of it, it will close by itself.
okay. Well, I'm gonna open the door.
Okay. In here, you can see that there is a shattered altar, and it is relatively small compared to everything else. This altar doesn't appear to have been made to stone giant standards, and it looks like something of extreme weight or strength shattered the altar. And on the east wall, there is a 14-foot tall statue that depicts Asa, the mother of stone, of the stone giant pantheon. Um, and it seems like this entire area, there are two smashed braziers in the corners of the north and southeast corners. They're smashed. The altar's smashed. The only thing that is in fairly good condition is the statue of Asa.
I mean,
Should we get into a fight in this room, or should we? You know what I'm thinking? Maybe we back up and we throw something heavy in this room that we're in to set the traps off. Because unless they reset, then we're in the same position that we started in. But if the trap goes off and then it's done, then we can go wherever we want. So
I have a solid gold casket lid.
That's right, you
let's
do.
get out of here for a minute.
Yeah, we're gonna back up, but I could take this solid gold casket lid, and maybe we could drop it onto the little thing right there and see what happens. That's what you want to do, is trigger that shit, right?
Yeah, you should be out of the room though, and just like push it to the side of the footsteps and see what goes down.
Okay, let me find Borman again.
Get out of there,
See.
Goodman.
Goodman's like, what is going on? And yeah, so yeah, there, I'm gonna pull out a solid gold casket lid, and I'm just gonna thump it down on this thing right here.
Okay, so
And then I'm gonna jump back a little.
You drop it down. All this door that was open, all the other ones, you hear a click, and this door slams shut, and you hear a click again. It is now locked, and you can hear the sound of like stone grinding on stone on the opposite side of the door. And there's a slight vibration in the door.
It's one of those, the ceiling drops or something moves.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to reset itself.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, damn
it. The sound of the grinding, whatever is grinding, it sounds like it's moving pretty fast. And it takes about 30 seconds, and you can feel a sudden vibration in the floor. And then after about another 10 seconds, you can hear the stones grinding again. And after 30 seconds, it stops. And then you hear the click again, and the door is unlocked again.
Oh,
Okay, has the coffin lid been smooshed?
Yes, the coffin lid is flat. Like, it is about the thickness of a sheet of paper. And spread out.
Sure.
So I'm gonna roll it up
of
real carefully, and I'm gonna relabel this as
Oh, please.
smushed gold. casket
sheet
lay.
of gold.
Right?
A sheet of paper
Formerly
thin gold.
cast.
Wow, that's a
Nice.
pretty great trap.
It took care of it for us, so now we can use it however we want. The casket now is usable.
It was just the lid. I couldn't get the whole casket. I got overruled on that.
Right, but now we have a lid that is like perfectly rolled out gold. We can do whatever we want to it.
We could use it as wallpaper or a ceiling covering.
It'll go great with a whore rug.
Oh
Yes,
man.
it would.
You could
That's right.
lay on you could lay on the whore rug and look up at your reflection on the gold ceiling.
Great job.
Oh, man.
Now we're getting
that
swanky.
Yeah.
That's a pretty crazy trap, though, man. That's really quite a
So we
thing.
need to start out by asking Dentry to remove the door.
We could burn it. That might work. It's wood, right? Or is it?
No, it's stone.
Oh, okay.
Everything in here is stone. The
Doesn't
walls.
Goodman have some kind of advantage with this kind of shit?
Yeah,
I have a hammer.
He would. In fact, that's
Damn it, Goodman! What the hell you been doing?
That is a good.
I've just been watching you all pick your ass.
Hey, you're standing in the room. We're all leave the room. You're just standing there twiddling your damn thumbs.
Goodman can roll a d6.
Goodman will roll a d6. Let me move him up next to the door. I got a 4. I don't know if that helps.
No, so dwarves have a 2 in 6 chance for detecting construction tricks. Relating to stone cutting and things like that.
Yeah.
But
I'm really more of an adventurer. I don't know why you fuckers think I always know about everything made of stone. I learned how to swing a hammer. I didn't learn about geology.
Call me racist.
Yeah. Y'all just do the stereotypes. It's terrible.
Then you do throw a hammer.
It is National Dwarven Month, and I would really appreciate it if you'd respect my heritage during this trying time in my life. I mean, we never can reach shit on the top shelf. The struggle's real.
That's true. Okay.
The property
kind of learn rock into mud because that was so.
The property management company that my wife used to work for went to the same bank as the Roloff family. If you ever watched Little People, Big World, and every time she would have to, if I would be riding with her, she would have to stop by the bank to make a deposit. I'm like, now we know where their vault is. We know where they keep their precious ore and gems.
I think rock to mud or stone to mud is the answer to this door.
I wish that we had one scroll and we used it. I'm saying somebody needs to learn it.
Oh.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That spell. So
all we have to do is break the door enough that the door can't close again.
Yeah, it's a magic. Transmute rock to mud is a.
Can we make an
level
explosive
magic user spell? I think druids get it too, though. Not that you have.
Make an explosive.
Yeah, if we make something that explodes when it's compressed, and we toss it in there, it might fuck the whole thing up.
I could cast fireball in there.
I don't know. I have oil vials, but that won't ignite on its own.
It'll just burn in this stone.
Dang it!
I mean,
I don't know. It's not going to happen.
Can we take a hammer and chisel to the hinges and just break the door off?
Yeah, you certainly can.
Well, that's a good plan.
Yeah, I mean, Dentry's the one that is the strong man.
Okay. Well, Dentry can do the top one, and Goodman can do the bottom one.
Yeah,
all right, yeah, and then Borman will be there for some moral support.
Need my time tracker. If I can find it.
You and your time trackers. This fucked up. Gonna try to ambush us while we're hanging out.
Yeah, the people not working are definitely gonna keep an eye on every other direction. because of how many times things have snuck up on us before. Okay, we'll do it this way.
We really do get snuck up on a lot.
Yeah.
And it's always like the one random time we're not looking. Like when you're watching, the things don't sneak up on us as much. And then when you're not, that's the time we get stuck up on.
There we go. So, Gentry and Goodman chisel away the hinges and remove this door. And so, I mean, you've removed the door. What are you doing next?
I guess we're gonna take the door and prop it up. Over here. Just kind of lean it up against the wall there. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Do we have enough?
Yeah, you can. I mean, this is a big slab of granite. It'd probably take Gentry, peppermint.
What happens if we just push the door into the room and watch and see what actually happened? Did it come up?
Yeah.
Did it come down? We could watch the process this time.
We'll push that door and let it flop on the forward floor then.
Okay, so you do that, and once again you hear the click. When you hear the click where the door was, out of the floor, perfectly meshed flat, there's no seam. You see two round, about a foot thick, round stone dowels click up out of the floor, and they would have fit into two holes at on the bottom edge of that stone door, locking it in place. The ceiling,
never got out of that.
The ceiling over the course of the next 30 seconds comes down and smashes into the floor, and then after about 10 seconds, it takes another 30 seconds to go back up to become the ceiling, and you hear the click and the two dowels drop back down.
Does it crush these things that are in the corners? Are they no longer there?
Yes, they are smashed.
There was fire there, now just stuff.
Right.
I think what we should do is have our fastest person go into this room over here and see if they can make an encounter happen, and then dash back, and we'll set off the trap when the monsters get in the room.
That would be Jackson. He's your
An
fastest.
idea.
This room?
I mean, he doesn't have to even set off the trap because he can follow the footsteps.
I know, but I'm saying if we lure the monsters into this room and then set off the trap, we can just smoosh them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there are monsters over here, but I suspect that there are. Like, look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe nothing. We'll see.
Before we do that, we will lose anything that's not gold coinage from their bodies, unless their love stuff is still in the back here, I guess.
Oh yeah, that's true. Well, we'll get a bunch of 2D treasure.
Yeah. Can
probably
use gold.
Okay, never mind. It was just an idea. We can just walk on the footprints.
If the lair is here, we only lose what's on their person, which would be in here.
Okay.
I'm willing to sacrifice.
Well, okay, I guess what we do is we send Jackson over there, and if the monsters are like incredibly badass, then we enact that plan. But if there's stuff we can take, then we'll go in and fuck them up.
Yeah, or we'll pull them off into this area and just hit them from all sides as they step in.
Yeah, that could work too.
Yeah. So go on, Jackson. Go pull the big bad guy, and we're gonna watch.
Okay, Peppermint will stand here with a bow and arrow.
Wait, didn't this door latch when you spring shut when you opened it?
Don't
let that door shut. Yeah, don't let that door shut, man. Just go in there and
without going in the room.
Throw a rock at the statue, and then run back.
Okay. I get to the door. I shoot a crossbow bolt at the statue. Are you gonna make me roll to hit the statue?
No, you hit the statue. Nothing happens.
I hit whatever this is with another crossbow bolt.
Nothing happens.
Ooh. Okay. Well, that seems
I
safe
guess
enough.
I guess we're gonna
Guys,
start going in there.
nothing
Yeah, I
happened,
think
but this
so.
door is heavy.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna start coming in and
So
seeing what's
as soon
happening.
as Borman and Peppermint and Goodman run in, the statue comes to life.
Oh gosh.
Well, that's good. It's a statue.
It
Statue
waited.
can get crushed. Come back.
It is a stone golem.
Yeah, definitely come back. I am not swinging weapons at that thing.
Not after the
Learn my
last
lesson.
3 times that
Perfect.
something
Your
happened.
plan was perfect for this.
Okay,
Like,
cool.
guys, do the plan.
All
Do
right,
the
so we're
plan.
gonna roll initiative. Is what he's gonna make us do first, I guess.
I'd
Is that what we're
imagine.
doing?
Yes.
That
Good thing
stone giant
Dexter's
might
still
not
in the
leave the room. That's the only thing I can think of that might fuck this up.
I mean, we're threats. It'll follow us. Usually. Mira's still outside. I told her this was too dangerous for coming inside. So the only one who needed an initiative was Z Jackson.
All right, I'm entered.
Okay. So everybody's in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Borman, what are you gonna do?
I am. I'm gonna say, oh shit! There's a statue, and I am going to throw my hand at him.
Okay.
So that's a D20. That's a D10. 20. Does 16 hit?
Yes, it does.
He's going to take 2d6 plus 1, 7 points of magic damage. And
Okay.
then Borman is going to use a little movement here to right there. And then he's going to use his little ethereal jaunt to get all the way back out of the room.
Okay. So
So,
Borman throws his magic axe. It chips a big chunk out of the statue's, the stone golem's chest, and it flips back into Borman's hand. He then runs across into the trapped room and then ethereal jaunts the rest of the way. Mavis, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna stand near the door with my pouch of rocks for my sling,
Okay.
ready to trip the trap when it's time.
Okay. What is Peppermint gonna do?
Gonna move on out. If I dash,
I'm
I can make
moving
it.
out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goodman.
Well, Goodman is gonna. Goodman's only shot to making it out of that fucking room is to use everything he's got. He's gonna. He's gonna get 40 feet, so he'll almost get out by running.
Okay.
And he'll be like, "Come on, Jackson, come on!"
The stone golem can only move that far, and that was sprinting. It
Oof.
gets up to Jackson. What's Mira doing?
Mira is staying the hell out of this all. I told her, stay the hell back. This place is dangerous. You hang out by the entrance, and you can let me know if something comes that way
All right,
with our telepathic form.
I will just go ahead and remove Mira from the stack. Alora.
Yeah.
I'm gonna yank Peppermint a little bit further so that there's more room.
Okay. All right. Jackson.
Jackson had a whole ass moment of, oh, everything moves fast. And then, pew, pew. Yep, I'm out. Catch me if you can. And I'll get to hear, does the door close faster than that, or oh shit, the door might close and leave it in there.
The door does close.
We gotta open that, or maybe it'll smash through. We'll find out.
We're about to find out.
Yeah.
So the door.
We can always go back.
The door does swing shut. Malachi, what do you want to do?
You have Mage Hand?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not. I mean, I have a spell that might do it, but it's just not learned right now. So I mean, that's kind of where we're at. Malachi will cheer on Goodman. Come on, Goodman, you slow short fuck.
Dentry.
Dentry is like, well, that plan didn't work. Are we doing it again? Jackson, why did you let the door close, you dumbass? Well, let's see. Let's see what happens if the thing pushes through. We should at least wait until its turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
if not, we'll do the plan all over.
Agreed.
Borman will step up and grab Goodman and kind of get us out of here.
Okay. The door does not open.
Okay, Jackson will go take one for the team. Are we out of combat since the door closed?
Yes, you can move your full movement rate.
Are you gonna make us roll initiative again?
No, we'll keep the initiative we've got.
Okay.
Jackson goes over and opens the door. Enough.
You see that the stone golem has casually walked 20 feet back towards its position on the east wall.
The door opens outward or inward?
Outward.
Okay. Well, I step in the room enough while holding the door that the golem should activate.
Yep, the golem does activate, and it immediately turns towards Jackson.
You gotta wait till it's close, I guess.
Yeah.
You can maybe put something to keep the door from closing, though. I guess, like try to wedge it or something.
I mean, it's going to have to be a good wedge. I mean, a 12 foot by 10 foot solid granite door is going to weigh quite a bit.
No.
Yeah, the golem is probably the best wedge.
Yeah. You got to get him to step in.
I will take one for the team and let this thing try and hit me. And once it's actually in the doorway, I will move. And the door should either stay open because it's there, and then it should maybe try and come with me.
Okay, so Borman, what are you doing on this round?
Borman's going to support Jackson in his endeavors. He's going to stand there and watch bravely.
Okay. Mavis.
Still waiting.
Okay. Peppermint.
Watching R6.
Okay. Goodman.
I mean, Goodman has not enough range.
Okay.
I've only got 60 foot, so Goodman will just kind of back up a little bit to give more room to whatever's going on. We'll see how this works.
Okay, so the stone golem Only has to move 19 feet to get up to Jackson. Oh, shit on me. Jackson, roll a save versus paralysis.
Oh, fuck.
Don't fall on me. 9. I gotta roll under or over my save.
Over your save.
Probably not gonna do it.
You probably did.
Paralysis. Oh, nope. My paralysis is 10.
Yeah, so you saved.
Yeah.
I
So
thought I rolled. What did I roll?
you rolled an 11.
Oh shit! Sorry, the dice look like a 9 on the screen to me. My bad. I didn't even look at the number on the thing.
Yeah, it's a jack die. Anyways, so Jackson dodges out of the way, and this stone golem falls flat on its face, in between where the door and the room, and it'll take an extra 5 points of damage from falling. You can see that chips of stone come off of it as it falls to the ground with a big crash.
That's not a bad thing.
Alora, what are you gonna do?
Not much at this point.
Okay. Jackson.
Jackson is gonna run out of the room, but on his last step, he's gonna step off the path so that the trap triggers, and then continue out of the room since the door's open anyway.
Okay.
Because the golem's half in the room now, right?
Yes, he is. The door cannot shut because the golem is in the way on the floor.
So the ceiling should crush him and the door.
Well, the door's out, but yeah, hopefully it'll crush the golem.
What is Malachi doing?
Well, just because he's laying there doesn't mean you guys don't know how to pull mobs.
Guess not.
Yeah, I could step right up there and make this motherfucker do a save. I'm gonna use a wand of magic missile. I mean, wand of lightning bolts
Okay.
on him. I think it's a save versus spells, but
So you throw a lightning bolt and strike him.
save versus wands.
Nothing happens. He takes no damage.
Uh-huh.
Well, all right. Then I will move the rest of my 10-foot movement back.
Okay.
Right there. It's kind of back away. But I will take one of my uses off my fucking wand.
What is Dentry doing?
Gentry, there's no way he has enough movement to do anything other than get stuck in that room with that thing. Gentry's like, I ain't going in there. Either we all go in the other room or we all come in this room. I am not fighting nothing in that middle room. That's stupid.
Yeah,
Oh.
you're right.
Okay, so everybody's waiting until the golem goes. Is that what we're looking
Yeah,
at?
pretty much.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Let's see if the golem comes in. Oh yeah, the golem's on the ground and stepping off the path didn't make the trap trigger, you said, because the door was open?
The trap is triggered, but it takes 3 rounds, 30 seconds for it to reach the floor.
Right.
Golem is being 14 feet tall, is stooping, the other thing that you notice is that the golem is automatically following the steps on the footprints on the floor.
Oh, jerk. Oh, wait, but the ceiling's already been
The
triggered.
ceiling's descending anyways. It won't crush ground until next turn.
Okay, we need to make a phalanx with our shielded people. So Mavis is one.
Oh, but then in that case, Dentry, I guess, should move up there instead. He'd be the better person to have at the front of the door than Jackson. He has a shield. Can we put 3 wide?
I think so.
Yeah, you can. I mean, he might make you wait to your turn, but I mean, there's
No,
no
you
reason
guys,
why you
you
can't go.
guys can move into position. That's fine.
Okay,
I
and
know
then
where you're going with
Gentry?
this.
Cool.
Cool.
So you guys form a shield wall where the door used to be, and
Heck
the
yeah.
golem gets right up to you. He can only make one attack before the ceiling crushes. 22
Who's he
to
gonna
hit.
attack?
22 to hit Dentry.
22. Been so long since something got close to my AC. Let me check.
It's probably gonna get you,
Oh,
man.
it's misses. The shield does its job.
Okay, so it brings its big stony fist down on your Dentry's shield. Just as the ceiling comes down and crushes it. Hold on here.
I'll be careful of debris.
Yes, so it completely crushes the golem into dust, and then after 10 seconds, the ceiling starts to raise back up.
Sweet.
All right, let's go in that room over there and see what the fuck is left behind.
Good work, everybody.
Yeah.
Your
Oh,
plan?
cool.
That was your plan, man. That was a
Planning
great
has like
plan.
a 50-50 track record in this game, so I'm glad it
Yeah.
worked out today. Mavis will definitely
That
make
was
her
a
way in.
great plan. We didn't have to attack it with our weapons, which would have risked breaking them. We let the trap
Yeah.
do the job. I did not see
Okay.
that working that well. That was awesome.
So
I've been watching these educational videos about Hannibal and the Punic Wars, so I like to been thinking about how to use cool defenses
use
against
your
themselves.
environment to your advantage.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it may have just been a lack of knowledge on his part, but Hannibal was so smart. How is it that it didn't occur to him that elephants wouldn't be able to cross the Alps because of the temperature? You know what I
I
mean?
don't know.
Because
Yeah.
he was such an expert at using the environment and natural resources to his advantage. How did he miss that?
Well, everyone talks about that, but going through that big swamp for days was way more fucked up, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah,
there was nowhere to sleep, and people were drowning left and right. Everybody was shitting in the water.
yeah,
That's how we lost his
diseased.
eyeball.
Yeah, they were
Yeah, it
diseased.
was really bad.
But at the same time, I, I think that was an error on his part. But I can see what his logic was, because if they were going to get attacked by the Romans, they would have had to have fought in the same swamp and would have had the same consequences. So,
Well, okay. So there was like two places to sanely cross, and the Romans were all there expecting him to come out, and then they came out this way, and they had no
right,
fucking idea what was going to happen.
right, he
So
flanked him.
that was
Yeah,
yeah, it was really unexpected for good reason.
yeah.
Man.
Okay, so searching this room, you find nothing. There's nothing in here.
All right.
Reasons to have not
Fair.
engaged for
This is,
proper fight.
Yeah.
this is the second time I've done this with these dungeons. The first one was actually in the ruins of Castle Braun. So in my home game, the guy who plays the thief, he had to go to the bathroom, so he goes in the bathroom. His wife is playing a barbarian, and they go into this room. There's a desk there, and it has a locked drawer, and she's and she says, "Well, I've seen my husband do this several times, so I'm just going to go ahead and pry the drawer open." And she uses a dagger and pries it open, and releases a poison dart trap. She fails her save versus poison and promptly dies. And then after the cleric raises her, they look in the drawer and it's empty.
Shit. You know what? I support having traps that lead to nothing. I support it.
Sure.
It's funny
So,
every fucking
I,
time.
I guess the next thing to try to do is disable the wedge between the footpath and the door to the north.
Okay. So
If
Borman, you
you,
can make a traps check.
oh, good.
Sure.
Yeah. So Borman probably has the help of somebody else. Climbs up on their shoulders and wedges spikes into the ceiling, locking that crushing ceiling in place.
Cool. Good work. Okay, now we can go wherever we want.
So
Yeah.
there's
So
a
now,
door to the north and a door to the south, and then of course in the previous room there's still the door to the south.
yeah, we're just gonna head over here to the north and open the door and if we
Going through.
can.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
door's not locked, and there's no traps on it.
Well, then we're gonna come all the way and look in here, open it up, be like, "What's happening, fellas?" And I guess I should look for
There it
traps.
is. So Peppermint steps in here. Borman checks for traps on the door, and he doesn't find any, but he does find that the door is stuck. But right here, over in the ceiling, a section, the section, it's hard to tell because the ceiling is rather unfinished and is quite lumpy, anyways. But there is a round section right over this part right here, and there is a click, and it drops a boulder.
Ooh,
Hold on here.
peppermint.
Dante's like, okay, I'll enter the room now. Is it safe?
Mhm.
It's not gonna kill me. I don't move fast enough
It
for
is
big trap rooms.
the boulder.
Give Indiana Jones us. Indiana Jones. You better know who Indiana
Peppermint,
Jones is.
Allura, and Mavis. Oh, that's the wrong dice. Ignore that.
Yeah. Okay.
Peppermint, Allura, and Mavis all take 17 points of damage as this boulder slams down
Ugh.
and rolls down this hall and then wedges itself in this door. So
Okay.
this is now sealed off. Borman just misses getting hit by the boulder. He's on the other side of it.
Oh man. Okay. We're gonna spend a long time passing that ring of healing around.
Yeah. Well, let's do that if we have the ring on this side.
Yeah, who was the
Laura
last
carries
one with the ring?
It's in Alora's inventory, so I figure it goes back to her whenever.
It always goes back to Allura.
Okay.
Yeah, she dies the most.
Yeah.
And she's got some really good acid scars, and
Yeah.
Borman,
Wow.
you see that this is a tomb, and using your Thieves' Read Languages ability on the casket in giant runes, you see that this is Tomb of Kazog the Explorer. You also see that there are peculiar spider-like webs made of ice that cling to the corners of this chamber. And there are intricate patterns in these webs of ice, making them look like works of art. You see that this sarcophagus, this massive sarcophagus, is of course giant sized, made of granite, and it's edged with copper, and it is set with 4 large gems. In the top of the casket, one on each, or there's one on each side and one on each end. And these are large blue sapphires, like
Oh.
the size of your fist.
Oh,
You're not going to
well,
be able to resist that.
no, I have to try to get them. I'll be like, look back, hey,
Hey, you guys
y'all
got smashed
okay?
by a boulder. I'm gonna go loot the
Yeah,
corpse.
yeah, y'all
You're just
heal up real
sitting
quick.
in a freaking little group passing the ring around, and their
Yes,
bones are
Yeah,
healing.
yes.
yeah. And I will. I'm gonna look for traps and stuff between here and the
You
thing.
do not find any traps.
I'm gonna go just kind of get on top of it here, and look around. Maybe turn invisible,
Yeah, you can turn invisible.
and then I'm gonna start prying gems up. Let's start with the one right here
Okay.
to the kind of mid south. Just gonna kind of go in and get that gem.
So yeah, you spend some time. You get all 3 of those gems out. They're worth 1,000 gold pieces each.
3 gems worth 1,000 each. Mormon's calling back now. Man, this is totally worth it, guys.
On the other side of this boulder, what is Dentry, Jackson, Malachi, and Goodman doing? This
The
boulder is
boulder is
now
bigger than the door.
yeah, it is now sealed off this hallway.
It would take forever to break the door. Is any of the boulder on our side of the door?
Yeah, a 5-foot diameter rounded section is sticking out of the door.
And too bad
Borman
the
will
trap.
tell
Can the ceiling
everybody.
trap be unbroken?
I have a solution.
Oh,
If
what's your solution?
everybody back up and I cast enlarge on the boulder.
Make it bigger?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it'll make the hole big, and then when it unenlarges, there's an area, right?
either that or the boulder crushes and falls apart. And I mean,
Oh,
uh,
yeah,
uh,
that's true
the,
too.
yeah, it's the unstoppable force meeting the unmovable object.
Yeah.
Something
It's like
will
when
have to
you
give. Yeah.
freeze something
So
in a container it can't hold.
yeah,
Yeah, something breaks, either the ice or
yeah,
the.
yeah. I'm just gonna enlarge the thing, and we're gonna let the gods decide what happens.
Okay. Phew. Okay. So yes, the boulder enlarges. There is the sound of cracking. Not, and you can see that there are a bunch of cracks that start to form in the sphere that is this boulder, this gigantic ball, and also cracks in the walls and ceiling of the tunnel. And after a while, are you just waiting, or are you going to dispel it? What are you doing? Are you just
Or I mean, if I can mentally make it turn off, I will. If I have to wait, I'll wait.
okay?
Uh,
So
you know.
so this thing just it grows to twice its size, and there are a series of cracks that run through it, and finally it just kind of shatters. The boulder itself shatters into 4 pieces that kind of fall to the floor um, of this tunnel, and you release a spell, and it shrinks back down to normal size. It's now still blocking the way with rubble, but you can climb over it to get out.
There you go.
And it's a good day for plans. It's happening.
Where to
Yeah.
next?
Well, I mean, we still need to look inside this sarcophagus, don't we?
So you look inside the sarcophagus, and there is the body of Kazog the Explorer. Um, uh,
Do we need
and
any bone pieces?
on the inside of the sarcophagus lid, in giant, written in giant runes, there is the story of Kazog the Explorer, how he was revered for his exploration of the underworld, and that he brought his people from the underworld, meaning the stone giants, to the surface to live in the Skelos Mountains.
can
Well,
we?
Laura thinks that Malachi would really like a femur bone, so she's gonna just take
Yeah.
that.
Now I know what to get him for Christmas.
Well, I mean, I could cast Malachi's magnificent memorial on that femur bone, and he could communicate with the other stone giants. And if I get control, I can tell them to shower us with gifts and honor.
I thought you'd just chip it up and make it into bone armor, but hey,
I could do
it's your
something with
gift.
that,
Whatever
but
you want.
yeah, right. Boyman will take some paper and stuff and do like a tracing
Doing etching.
of it. You know,
Okay.
yeah, do an
So
etching of
you
it.
take some charcoal and paper and you kind of copy down. You do a rubbing of the runes, but that's all that's in there.
Well, now we have to go to the southern one.
Yeah.
Then, so what? I'll look for traps as I'm going through the hallway this time.
Okay. You do find
You
traps.
know,
In the ceiling are let's see here. There are 4 axes that the heads of the axes are made of obsidian that will swing down, razor sharp, that will swing down and hit whoever is in this section of down here. And they're so sharp that there is a 1 in 8 chance that it would just, cut off an arm or a leg when it came down.
I don't think you
how
put enough
big?
traps here. I don't think you put enough traps. I think you could have done more traps than this.
How big are these axes?
They're huge. They're, each axe head is probably 4 feet wide.
Oof.
All right. Well, I'll try to disable the traps.
Okay.
He knows me. I'll loot that shit, and we'll find a way to make it as weapons.
So once again, you use a spike and wedge the axes in place, and there is a door at the end of the hall, or at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah. Gonna open it, and
I'll go with him.
probably should have looked at traps, but there's that.
So
Anyway,
etched on this door is in runes is that this is the tomb of Foxzar the Undying.
Oh, maybe we should get
Okay.
Mavis over there. If he's
yeah,
undying.
we have some crazy shit written on the wall here. Is there traps while Mavis and them are coming up?
There is not.
All right.
All right.
And Malachi here is undying, and he wants to kind of come up too. He'll bravely stand behind Mavis.
Using the femur as a walking stick.
Yeah.
Cool.
His new staff.
Around. Yeah.
Stone giant leg
That's
bones.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's got a nice feel to it. It's smooth. Like
It's
I
got
never
like
thought.
a bumpy part you could stick gems in if you feel like it. Look cool.
Or dangle little like rat and bat skulls off of it too.
Yeah. That would be a
A
pretty
rodent
metal staff.
skulls. Yeah, rodent skulls really are the gem of the universe. Uh,
So we were playing. we were playing. Last night we were playing Dune, and I don't know what he was trying to craft or if it was a quest. It's not one that I have, but part of it, he has to get the corpse of a Muad'Dib mouse, and he's like, "Where the fuck do I get that?" Well, I found out where you get it. If you're crossing the open sand, where you're in danger of getting eaten by the worm, sometimes one of those little mice will burrow up out of the sand. I'm like, so you have to go out there and kill that little bastard, risking life and limb from getting eaten by a giant worm in order to get this one corpse to complete whatever it is that you're doing. I'm like, is it really worth it? Like, get some soft step boots, man, because the Those worms are no joke. But yeah, we're
we got to go in
okay.
now.
So you
And,
open the door, and in here, you see that there is a stone sarcophagus. It's like 15 foot long, and the lid is askew. And you can see in there that there is a massive skeleton of a stone giant inside. And you can see that there are scratch marks on all of the stone walls and on the inside of this door, like bony hands, giant hands have been scratching at the walls.
Are there gyms within 60 feet of me that are not blocked by stone? The sarcophagus is cocked open, so I'm thinking I can.
Yes, there are in the sarcophagus.
I'll be like, hey guys, there's a lot of gyms and probably is this thing animated? And I'm just gonna kind of step around over here and make room for people that are more inclined to deal with undead.
Okay.
And like Mavis, maybe, will you come look at this and see if it's dangerous? Malachi will go too. Yeah. Malachi will stand behind him. Goodman's going to kind of stand in the hall out here and tap his hammer. His hand.
What about Dentry and Jackson? And Alora's all the way back there too.
Alora doesn't. I mean, God, she got so banged up. She's not eager to go here. Stay in the back.
Gets hit by a
Really,
rock.
the dude's called dying, and it looks like there's been something trying to escape. Alora's like, "What? Why are we going in here?"
Right? Yeah. What's the point of this?
Let me look at my scrolls.
It's for research purposes.
So
Jackson's just doing laps because he's got like all the movement in the world and he's a little bit bored. So he's just like running around everybody. La 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 la.
So Borman, moving to where you did, you get kind of a better look, and you can see that in this in the sarcophagus there is quite a bit of coins in a large leather sack that is open, and you can see that it's filled with coins, but it is sitting on a pile of gems. Hold on here, and I will tell you how many.
This we have to kill the skeleton, and then take the loot. It's the only way to honor this giant.
It is sitting on top of 20 gems that are worth 50 gold pieces each.
Mavis has a hammer. Goodman has a hammer. If smacking the bones around and crushing them up doesn't do any good, then Malachi can scoop them up and use them for bone armor. So I'll go ahead and smash a skeleton bone and see if anything happens.
Okay, so you bring your hammer down and smash a skeleton bone, and indeed, something happens. Here.
Does he do a real high pitched, quick paced laugh? Like, yeah.
No. No, he doesn't.
Well, then he's just not really in playing into character, Like, look, you're gonna have to role play this thing out a little bit better if you're gonna be a skeleton in a stone giant thing. You're gonna make several 420 references about getting stoned giantly. That's really got to happen. I think we'll do okay. You know,
Probably.
the dead are known to not be
Ugh.
fast.
Ugh.
Are we rolling initiative?
Yeah, everybody go ahead and roll initiative.
All right.
Jesus, maybe it was Peppermint and Goodman.
Well, but those are the old ones.
Oh.
Very not good.
I got mine in. I didn't do bad.
All right.
Same initiative as before.
Okay. Borman, what are you doing? You are invisible.
Yeah, I have to do my duty, and yeah, I've got that movement. I'm gonna run right back there and backstab that son of a bitch.
Okay.
Sweet.
I got in that one.
Oh. All right. Hold on here.
Here's my D20. 13.
Okay. Find my chart. The chart. The chart.
I was clearly looking at the treasure.
Man.
What weapon were you using?
Frostbrand sword.
That's a +2. Or is it
+1.
+1? Roll percentage, and you want to get 10 or less.
No.
Absolutely not. The wrong direction. Your Frostbrand shatters.
Fuck, really? Oh
And
no.
Yeah.
and
Oh man.
when it shatters, some of the pieces of the wrong dice. Some of the pieces of the blade spring back on you and lacerate you for your 3 points of damage.
Wonderful. Well, it's about time, I guess. I really like that too, but it's okay.
'Twas a good sword. What's Goodman
Man, I
gonna do?
used the shit out of it. I'd never upgraded that sword.
Yep.
I rode with it for fucking ever.
Yep. Yeah, it's stuck around for what, 3 or 4 books worth of adventures.
Yeah. I mean, it was still +1, man.
Yep. What's Goodman gonna do?
Oh, well, Goodman's gonna fucking hit that son. God, I hope this fucking doesn't bite me in the ass, but we're gonna come in here and fight. I'm gonna throw my fucking hammer at him.
Okay.
It was a 10 hit.
10 does not hit. The hammer comes up and the stone giant Foscar just knocks it out of the way, and it bounces off the wall and comes back into Goodman's hand.
Okay.
Malachi.
Big old giant, looks powerful. Sword just shattered, right?
Yep.
That's
Everything's going your direction.
well. I'm gonna have to cast Command Undead.
Okay. Here.
It's level 4 necromancy.
Oh, it's a necromancer spell.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at it. Of course, it would help if I got into the right book. Yeah, it's a 4th level. Okay. Brings one or more dead monsters under the caster's control.
Save versus spells.
Yep. All right. Which is what I needed to know. So he needs to get a 12 or better. 15, he saves.
Well, there you go.
All right. Alora.
The door is shut behind me, right?
I mean, it can be.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it so
Okay.
nothing can sneak up on us. And then I will move, and I think that's what I can do this turn.
In my home game, we have a guy that's playing a halfling rogue, and that shutting doors is like his thing. Like the rest of them,
It's smart.
they'll get into a fight, and the first thing he does, like, I'm gonna run across the room, I'm gonna step just outside the door and shut it. So he leaves the rest of the party in the room to fight.
Oh my god! See, but I thought you were like closing the doors and nobody came. He's like, no, y'all got it.
Yeah, you're fine. Jackson.
I'm terrified of this because I'm mostly sure I'm going to lose a weapon.
Every time you see somebody else break a weapon, you're like, oh my god, it has nothing to do with that weapons shatter on this guy. It's just that Borman, got a 1.
I'm terrified of weapons shattering. That's all I can say. All right, Jackson comes up and swings his Vorpal because that's what Jackson does.
Okay. And you rolled a fucking 1. Roll a d20.
Oh my gosh.
I don't want to. I don't want to.
A 9. So Jackson swings and ends up stabbing his own knee for dealing himself 3 points of damage, and his initiative drops by 2.
Great.
To 1.
It was so high to begin with,
Right, yeah, it wasn't. I mean, you weren't way up there. The stone giant skeleton reaches into the sarcophagus and pulls out a giant. It's a club, but it looks like originally it was a stalactite. And this thing's like 10 or almost 10 feet long, and probably a good 3 feet in diameter at the head. And he's going to swing it down on Borman. And Borman has a displacer cloak, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Not his teeth.
Yeah, he brings it down and it smashes into the floor, but Borman's not there because of the displacement. He misses you completely. Peppermint.
Moving to here, and we're shooting an arrow. It's +1 arrow.
Okay.
So, let's see here. Okay. $17 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. Or 6 damage.
Okay. All right. So your arrow goes through the rib cage and sticks into the inside of his spine, and deals him some damage. Mavis, what are you doing?
It's undead, so I'm gonna do the same thing and try and turn it.
Okay. So, right. Means I need to open this up. So roll 2d6.
5.
No, it is not enough to turn him.
Okay.
Dentry.
Gentry's like, "Oh, come on, guys, don't worry, I'll be there soon," and proceeds to try and run the distance that it is to get there.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was like, where is Dentry? He's all the way in the back.
As always. So with the full-on run, I can get just to where the thing is.
Okay.
What the? Okay. Now I'm convinced that this touchpad is losing its mind.
Ugh. Yeah,
Might be time.
I tried
It might be
to
fun.
use Roll20 with my touchpad on my tablet, and I was like, no. That prompted me to buy a wireless mouse. I only paid like, I think, 10, $15 for this wireless Bluetooth mouse, and it's a great mouse for $15. It's perfect for my tablet. All right, so
I'm gonna need you to just send me the link for that mouse, then, man. If it's great.
sure, I will do that. So Dentry runs into the room. Borman, what are you doing?
Boardman is going to pull out the rod of lordly might
Okay.
and swing it as a +2 mace.
All right.
That's what the hell he's going to do. And missed.
Misses. Yeah,
But not with a 1.
That's true. You bring out the rod and flick the thumb stud, and the head of it turns into a mace, and you swing, but your swing goes right between 2 of the ribs. Goodman.
Goodman is going to throw the hammer.
That's a
The
hit.
27 hit?
Yes.
All right. 6 + 3, 4. 4 points of damage.
Okay. All right. So Goodman's axe or hammer smacks the forehead of the giant skeleton, comes back to his hand. The giant's head snaps back, and it just turns and looks directly at Goodman. Malachi.
Malachi is going to magic missile,
Okay.
doing 14 points of damage.
For 14. That's a good one. Hold on a second here. All right.
That starts to soften him up a little bit, maybe.
Malachi. Oh, you already.
I just hit him with a magic missile. I'd do it again if you'd like.
Alora.
Let's see. Okay. So I got the spell Black Tentacles. Do I have to do a 30-foot area? Or can I just do it where he's standing? Because it's pretty close. It's just like, yeah.
Black tentacles. It's this. So what level is Alora?
I just got level 8.
So they would have 8 hit points per tentacle. So here's, I mean, the maximum range is 30 feet, so you can place it wherever you want. The tentacles themselves have a 10-foot reach. And the tentacles have no intelligence, so they will attack friend or foe.
Oh shit! Really? I thought that they would spare my friends.
And
Okay.
the other thing about the tentacles is that, I mean, when I say no intelligence, they could attack a friend, a foe. They might attack the sarcophagus. If there's a tree in range, they could attack the tree. And literally, once they
Okay.
grapple, even if the opponent is dead, they'll continue to grapple the dead opponent. They're not. They don't have enough intelligence to realize that it's dead. They'll just keep going until the spell expires, and it'll
Okay,
last
I'll
8
just attack
rounds.
it. I'll attack it conventionally then with my throwing dagger.
Okay. All right.
That is a soft 20 to hit.
That is a hit.
Okay. Oh, I
Hell
did the
yeah.
wrong thing.
I did that too.
Yeah.
All right.
That's saner.
So
All right.
you throw your dagger and it sticks into the skeleton's ribs and then flips back into your hand. Jackson.
Jackson's gonna pull his sword out of his leg and try again.
All right. That's a hit. Ooh. So Jackson
I can hurt you too, see?
Jackson swings up and cuts all of the ribs out of the left side of this giant, and these bones just fall to the floor. The skeleton is having a hard time being held together. It is going to swing on Jackson. $19 to hit.
19. No.
It missed.
19 does not hit me.
So it swings that big club, and Jackson ducks at the last second right underneath it. Peppermint.
Okay, time to go swing on it with a better weapon. All right. Oh, close. So 9 to hit does not hit.
No,
I'm sure.
You swing and expecting to hit, but those ribs are gone now, and it swings through and catches air. Mavis, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna go hit it with my hammer and my new Thaco. So that's a 26 to hit.
That definitely hits.
Okay, for 8 points.
So Mavis brings the hammer down, and Foscar the Undying just
Sweet.
falls apart and crumbles into a pile of bones on the floor.
Nice. Good work, everybody.
Hell yeah. Now we can loot the sarcophagus.
Yes. So there are 20 gems worth 50 gold pieces each, and there are 4,000 gold pieces worth of giant coins. That's just for starts. Hold on here.
Ah.
And
then. Go in, then.
We need to roll a sword out of our ass. This bullshit. I mean, this Rod of Lordly Might is just a fucking +2 mace unless I use charges. And
can it turn
you can't
into
depend on
an axe or?
it can, but then it's just for the charge.
Oh, that's
man.
right.
It doesn't. Yeah, for free I can be a +2 mace or a ladder or a spear.
Okay. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 rolls. Who wants to make the first percentage check?
The one who lost the weapon.
Yeah, make me punish me, huh? 87.
Nothing. Do you
Yeah.
want to take the extra roll?
Sure.
A 50 is nothing.
That was me. I'm so sorry.
But no, that's okay. He got that 9.
An ought
Look at
9.
fucking Dentry.
An ought 9
It better be something.
succeeds.
I was like, it better. If under a 10 ever fails, sir, I will rage quit so hard.
All right, so
Yeah, there's no reason in giving us
Bullshit. He doesn't want it to
anything
have
less.
10.
Yeah, we should at least get 10%. I mean,
roll
He
percentage.
hates us. Okay.
59.
59.
You find there is a flaming sword +1.
that sounds wonderful.
Hey.
I think we
We'll just
even
give that
already
right over like how you
that.
like fire
Yeah.
instead of ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, +1 flaming sword already in there.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome.
You get an additional
I had one of those
+2
once,
versus
I
the
broke it.
Pegasus, Hippogriffs, and rocks. That's so fucking weird. Like,
It's feathery creatures.
I guess, yeah. Does anybody smell burning feathers? I'm having a stroke.
Well, I mean, I could set stuff alight and.
Yeah.
I used to have one of those. I broke it. Dentry says that out loud.
On here.
+3 versus undead.
Yep.
That's good.
Yeah, no, it was wonderful until I broke it.
Roll a d4.
Oh, okay.
A 1 and roll percentage. 47. Ooh, I don't know if we've done these.
Is it something new?
Yes. Nope, it is not something new. You find in there, you've seen these before. They are bracers of armor.
Alora has some of those. They're good.
AC 14 bracers of armor.
And the witch use them?
Yeah, so these would be something that you would want to wear. You can't wear them with armor.
Yeah.
These are really meant more for clothies or maybe
Does
the occasional
Laura
ranger.
already have them?
I do. Does Malachi can't wear armor either, can he?
So
Or-
what?
No.
So these are
They
AC
should-
14. I don't know if they're different than what she's already got. That would make them. Yeah, they're 5. They're 514. So they're equal to chainmail armor.
All right.
I have
AC
15. Oh.
All right. Well, do you
I
want
think-
the 15 and do you want the 14 and I take the 15?
Sure.
I stay the fuck out of stuff really well most of the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. You do better than me. I just get caught in the crossfire a lot.
Because I plant myself somewhere and start launching spells.
Yeah. Cool.
Roll another d4.
D4.
2 and roll percentage. Another 47. This is new. I'm pretty sure. Yep, this is new. Okay, so a deck of many things. No.
Oh.
So this is you find a brazier. It's small. It's maybe a foot in diameter. Alora or Malachi can make a intelligence ability check.
made it.
Malachi got it. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys recognize this is that it is likely a elemental summoning device of fire.
Ooh.
Ooh. We'll give that to Laura. She's got the charisma, and if you have to use charisma to deal with this fucking fire elemental, you're the one. If we don't need charisma to do it, then you are still probably cool to bring a fire elemental out
Yeah.
to kill us all.
I don't know. Show you what this is. There you go.
Brazier. Oh, so I can just summon a light whenever I want it?
Yeah, basically. It'll
That's cool.
it'll pull in a 12 hit dice elemental, which means 12 hit dice fire elemental. Would be an intermediate fire elemental with 54 hit points.
What does
And
it
once
must
per
be
day.
prepared?
You what?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's got to be prepared, like he was saying. And how long does the elemental stay around?
Until permanently until you release it or until it is killed. In which case, then it reforms on the elemental plane of fire.
And then
That's
you just
cool.
summon another one the next day.
Correct.
So you always have a pet fire elemental if you want.
Yes.
That's handy. That's really cool.
Yeah.
All right, I got it all written down.
Okay. Back to
And you have to name your fire elemental.
Oh man.
Yeah. Because you can't just say fire
well,
elemental.
you don't want to
You
name them
know?
if you're going to send them into battle. You don't want to name them.
Well, no, it'll be the same spirit, even if it's not, we'll pretend like it is.
Oh, and you get roll.
The elementals don't die; they just go back to their plane.
Brian, roll
Yeah.
percentage again.
Okay.
28. You find a potion.
Oh,
Potion. What's your notion?
potion. I drink it.
It looks
Taste it.
It looks to you like a regular. It looks to you like a potion of ESP.
Is it safe to write it down as a potion of ESP? Or do we need to asterisk it or some shit like that?
You're not sure, but I mean, it looks to everybody like a potion of ESP.
We have one in the bag already, so I just wrote 2.
Okay.
Compare them to
We
make sure.
recognize them.
Compare them to make sure.
Hmm. Now this is turning into be a nice worth. I mean, it
That
finally
was a very
seems
good
like,
roll of mine.
yeah,
That was all just one roll.
yeah. Well, you got a 9, dude. That's German for yes.
Why was that so funny to me?
I don't know, but it's wrong anyway.
Shouldn't have been that funny. Oh my gosh. I am a sucker for that kind of joke. I am absolutely a sucker for that kind of joke.
Well, I mean, some poor person, probably living out in the middle of nowhere, will win this free trip and go to like Frankfurt, Germany or something, and he'll think 9 means yes, and maybe he'll comment on this video, and we can tell jokes about him for episodes to come.
Oh,
Be just
you
great.
trusted us? Oof. That was a bad choice.
And
What, another percentage?
roll a d4.
Roll another D4. Ah, D4. D4.
Of 4. And roll percentage. 24.
24.
Magic items make us a lot more powerful, but that gold cranks experience,
You find a divine scroll of snake charm.
Oh, hell yeah. We're going Naga hunt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Snake charm.
Who did somebody record the scroll of snake charm? Was
That would be Cameron.
Yeah, it would be
Yes,
Mavis
I
that would be
am.
able to use it. There's 4 more percentage rolls. Who wants to make the next
all
one?
right. I guess it's my turn now. Then
56 is
56?
nothing.
Man, not my day. Sorry.
I'll roll the next one.
Nothing.
Yeah. It's Dentry's gonna hit. It'll be okay.
Nothing.
No, I won't.
Last roll.
Oh, all right.
17.
17.
That's gotta be something.
Yes. $1,000 gold pieces.
1,000 gold. I'll take it.
That's good shit. Yeah.
All right. Where are you going to from here?
We need to go into here. So, we'll
Oh yeah, that's
check
right.
ourselves around.
You can move
And
your
check
exploration movement rate.
Well, actually, I'm on a broom, so whatever.
We can still get roughly all the way over there
Yeah, it
with
looks like 2
exploration.
rounds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mavis.
So,
Oh,
Borman,
traps.
this door is not trapped, but it is locked.
Oh. Is it locked though?
So,
Really?
Borman goes ahead and picks this lock. And the giant runes on this door say that this is the tomb of Rebtag the Just. Opening the door, you see that there are hundreds of footsteps all around the sarcophagus and the permafrost on the floor. And Jackson, you can make a tracking check.
A bad feeling about this.
Oh, Jackson, you'll be all right.
Oh, I mean, I'm sure I could tell what it is.
So
That's not the problem.
they just seem to be walking all around the sarcophagus, and Jackson determines that they're fairly fresh, maybe only a week old. And there is towards the southern wall there is this giant-sized rectangular sarcophagus, and the lid is closed.
Someone's been here before. They walked all around it.
Yeah.
Use
I
caution.
don't know. Yeah. I've got to go check it out. I'm going to step in and then activate the fucking creature.
Nothing happens.
Well, maybe
All
they
right.
didn't know how to open it.
Yeah, maybe not. Go ahead and push the top off.
So you push the top off, and you see that there is the skeletal corpse of a stone giant, presumably Rebtug, and his arms are wrapped around a large stone tablet that has been inlaid with gold runes. And doing a quick glance over, you're able to tell that these are the laws that the stone giants people follow, and you estimate that the tablet's worth about 1,000 gold pieces.
I need the stone tablet
Probably
worth
give that
1,000
tablet.
gold.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like that tablet should go to the stone giants.
I agree. I mean, it will. I'm hoping to get experience for looting it and to experience for putting it in the right people's hands.
I support this.
Is kind of what I'm trying to milk here. So I mean, I'm gonna go ahead and take it.
Okay.
Giant tomb worth 1,000 gold pieces.
Yep.
um, I mean, it's weird that we didn't have to kill him.
Yeah. No, there's.
We're gonna,
You have completed Boovrsdalr Dungeon.
okay. I guess the place to go now is kind of north, right? Don't we?
Yeah, I mean you're
Swim by the
you're
stone
heading.
giants?
Yeah, so the stone giant fortress of or stronghold of Krovog is on your way.
Yeah. Can you turn this dungeon green?
Yes, I think
Oh yeah, let us know we did it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, those things get kind of cluttery, man. And,
Yeah.
as we continue to get these marks. All right. So, yeah, I guess we're going to go north into Skoedir.
so. Skoedir.
Skoedir.
Yeah.
Skoedir.
Skoedir. Let's
Mm-hmm.
give me just a minute.
Yeah, Mira was not supposed to be in those fights. I was like, stone stuff? Nah, man, Mira, you stay the hell out. This is not where you need to be.
I've been working on a spell. Okay. Like, it takes prep, like, all right, the first stage of this spell is you cast it on yourself and you become really constipated. But your poo turns into like little like marble size round hard things, and you have to bend over and deconstipate on a creature, and it'll be like a shotgun.
Oh, Jesus.
First shot. Yeah.
Yeah. But because of the prep time, but you're gonna take a D8 damage. Anal damage.
There's
Yes.
there should be a mandatory morale check when that happens.
Definitely.
To you.
Oh,
there
hell
definitely
yeah.
needs to be a morale check. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Perhaps a
Yep.
temporary charisma loss.
Oh hell yeah! And if you roll like in the upper 75% of the damage, the possible damage, like if it's a D10 and you roll over a 7, I think you should vomit because it at the same time.
At the same time,
so you'll
yes.
so you'll have fluids coming out of both ends of the body. So you won't. It's to do equal force coming out of both sides, so you don't move. You're able to stay in one spot.
So,
Yeah.
Well, do you have a name for it yet?
No, I've just been kind of making it up as we traveled into this town here. This stuff I've been thinking about. That poor skeleton that was stuck in that room and couldn't get out. If he would have had this spell, he could have gotten out.
That's true. Would have done a lot of good.
So as you guys travel for 2 days to reach the town of Skoedir. And as you approach the town, you can see that there is black smoke coming up from numerous areas around the town. And as you get closer, you can see that Skoedir is essentially set up like it is under siege. This here, there are these logs with a number of spikes placed into them that can be rolled around, kind of preventing or hoping to prevent incoming attacks. And there is a bridge that goes to the gate, and in front of the spiked log palisade wall, you can see that these are shorn trees that have been buried into the ground, and the tops are sharpened, and the tops are covered in dung. So anybody that tries to climb over the wall takes the risk of getting impaled or cutting themselves, and then risks, of course, infection and disease. And there's a bridge that goes over a trench that is dug all along the wall that is filled with like just disgusting offal and sewage and whatnot. And it stinks.
They were serious about do not enter.
Yeah, it stinks to high hell, but the gates are open.
I mean, I guess we should go on in and, or do we just want to go around? I mean, these do not seem like the most,
right?
huh?
This is where we're trying to go right now, right?
It was on
it was just
not necessarily. It was on the way.
Yeah, the stone giant place is that Krovog play right up there. So I mean that's kind of where we're headed now. This just happened to be a place on the way, but it's near that what we think is the fire giant stronghold. So there might be people with question marks over their heads if we go in there.
That's a good point.
Let's go. Why turn down potential EXP?
Yeah.
So this is the town of Skoedir. And as you cross over, the town guard, the militia is all staying around. Everybody here is armed. The first thing that you notice, even the children are carrying a dagger or a short sword. Everybody's armed. Everybody is armored up. The kids are wearing armor that sometimes is a little bit too big. Like they'll have a breastplate on that might be a little bit too big that they'll have to grow into a little bit. And you can see that in numerous places around the town there are shattered buildings. There are craters where boulders have hit, and over to on the northeast side at the base of the foothills, there is another palisade wall and a wall of spikes that are angled towards the palisade wall, and there's numerous fires over there. And you can see that they've got catapults set up, and there is a heavy contingent of militia that is up in this area. And aside from that, there's an inn right here. And there's a small market that's set up in the center of the town.
Let's probably go.
Wow.
Figure out what's going on. We're about to have to kill some fire giants if we want to make this town happy.
So you're heading to the inn?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah, we can go to the inn and see about,
Actually, the inn.
Talk to people.
Actually, right.
Yeah, maybe get a foot rub.
So the name of the inn, you show up and there's a wood sign that's been carved into what could be described as perhaps it's a badge, or maybe it's some kind of beaver. You're not sure until you get close enough and you see that carved into the sign, the name of the inn is the Dramatic Badger Inn. Going inside this inn is it's kind of a large two-story tavern. There are a couple of outbuildings that off like here, or I'm sorry, these two over here that offer private rooms. They're kind of like private cabins that you can rent, and they have stables here for stabling horses that will offer food and keep for a night. And this is a two-story tavern. From the wreckage around the rest of the town, you can see that it somehow has been spared. And there, you can immediately tell that this building has been added onto many times over the years. There are some strange quirks to the rooms. The entire ground floor is the tap room of the inn, and there's a large fire pit in the middle that basically the innkeeper or the staff, they cook food right over the open fire. The second floor has 4 rooms that are available for rent, and there is a fifth room that acts as a common room. There's no beds in there. You can just roll out your own bedroll in there. The outbuildings, there are 2 private suites. Essentially, they're cabins for rent. They're large enough for 2 people can sleep, or larger. So the larger building, this one, can sleep up to 6 people, and the smaller one can it can easily sleep 4 people. And there is this building here that is reserved for the innkeeper and their family. Um, and you can see that there's there's a number of people in here. Some Stygian gargantua, half giants. But they look like they're all residents of the town. You don't see anybody that's traveling along the Eastern Tradeway that is staying here. And when you walk in, they all kind of turn and look. They can see that you're outsiders, but nobody says anything. Everybody's just kind of, it's very quiet. You can hear the crackling of the flames coming from the fire pit in the middle of the tap room.
Wow. Is this a good time to stay here? I guess I'll ask.
And one of the Stygian gargantua just kind of laughs. It's never a good time to stay in Skoedir.
Why is
what's
that?
going on? Yeah.
Yeah.
So he tells you that everybody in Skoedir is where the town is populated by hardy folk, and he says that that the Jarl Lufa has continually sent requests to Olafsvellir asking King Kisping to bolster her forces, give additional troops, because fire giants come down and randomly start hucking boulders at the town, and so far the people of Skoedir have stopped them every time. But she has asked for additional forces from King Kisping, and the answer that comes back is always, hold out just a bit longer, and we'll send troops. And this has been going on for the past couple of years. And she is attempting to, in their heads, the town of Skoedir is kind of the bulwark that is protecting the rest of Stagina from a full fire giant invasion.
Wow.
And he says, so you never know when the fire giants are going to show up, and because of that, most of the travelers on the Eastern Tradeway just continue on and go to the next town, even if they have to push through the night.
Where do they come from usually? I mean, is there a direction they usually approach from?
Usually it's from the northeast, which is why they have what they call the Northern March up here. And that is, they have a defensive palisade wall, a spear wall, and a number of catapults, and the militia watches it round the clock.
Huh. Is there like a mayor or something in town?
The Jarl Lufa Olafsdottir.
Oh, well, maybe this guy would be willing to give us a lot of money if we killed a bunch of fire giants.
Maybe.
Yeah, so he tells
Yeah.
you that, if you want to talk to Jarl Lufa, she's either, she frequently will man the Northern March herself. She fights right alongside the people. And if she's not up at the Northern March, she'll be up here in the Jarl's Lodge. And unlike the other towns that you've been to, where like the twin towns of Olbernmosen or even Kavia, those towns, the Jarl has a fortress, and you note that that's not the case here in Skoedir. Jarl Lufa just likes to have a large lodge and lives as the people would.
This is
Wow.
probably the first town that we've gone in that I don't feel like I need to rob it just because we're here. So
It
I
sounds
kind
like
of
they've
like
got enough
this stuff.
problems already. I don't need to
Yeah.
steal their money
That's
too.
true.
Yeah, I mean, I suggest that we grab a bite to eat, clean up a little bit, and then if we need to, depends on what type of day it is, I guess. But
You probably have arrived in late afternoon, early evening.
uh, uh, then yeah, I mean, I think then maybe we ought to go talk to the Jarl and then go from there. I don't know.
Did you want to
Sure,
get
that
rooms for the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd like
That
to
was
get our
kind of rough.
customary
Okay.
floor to ourselves if we could.
Yeah, I mean, you guys could rent the larger private suite, which will essentially it'll sleep 6, but it can accommodate your entire party. And that would cost 5 gold pieces per night.
That's not a big deal. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Five
we want a
gold
bunch.
pieces a night. Done.
Food depends on what you want to eat. I mean, you can get simple fruit and nuts and cheese for 2 silver pieces, stew for 5, roast joint for 25 silver pieces. The roast joint is mastodon or woolly rhinoceros.
I will give
Ooh.
him a gem worth 10 gold pieces and tell him to feed us like it's our last meal.
Okay, so they bring you a ton of food. They write down and give you the key to the larger private suite, and the innkeeper. It's funny.
I've got a lot of those 10 gold piece gems.
The inn is run by Bartney Salmondottir, and she of course lives in this small house here, and her son Gris Ufison runs the stable, and and he's also a fairly capable blacksmith. When I say capable, he can make, he can repair tack for horses, and he can fashion, the tools that are needed around town. He's certainly not an armor or weaponsmith of any kind. He might be able to repair armor, but like if you brought the shattered remains of your Frostbrand, he probably couldn't put it back together. I shall name this sword Humpty Dumpty. So she sets you guys up, and she says, "So, are you traveling the Eastern Tradeway, heading to Olafsvellir for the Festival of Asa?"
No.
She says, "Oh, well, there's not very many people that travel this direction if they're not going to the festival, especially outsiders."
Well, we thought we would kill some fire giants while we're here and then go talk to the stone giants, as we've found some things that they may hold dear, and we wish to curry their favor.
She says, "Oh, if you were to kill some stone giants when they come down to attack us, you would have the entire town as a friend."
So it's the stone giants
Or
that
not
attack
stone,
you?
fire giants. Sorry, fire giants.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Because I mean, it's our understanding that fire giants are dicks.
She says, "Yes, generally that is the thought here as well."
Yeah. So
She says, "I think they're
if-
cunts, but they're not as warm or inviting."
cunts are far superior to dicks because they willingly take a pounding, whereas there's no dick that really wants to get pounded. That's why shower room jousting is not a sport.
That way?
Yeah.
You heard him.
Say what now? Give me just a second. I'll be right back.
A shower,
Yeah.
it's a place with lots of steam and
Oh,
people get soapy and sweaty, sometimes, people hire other people to take showers with them so they can talk. This long hot shower is better with conversation. And if you get aroused and you're a guy, you've got a it's built in.
Yeah.
That
I shall
right there
return
could be on
shortly.
it could be on your OnlyFans profile as I make a good wash rag holder. I went to Dollar General the other day, and they have like this aisle, and half of it is just assorted fans, And I'm like, "Is that your OnlyFans aisle?" And the dude is like, "What? Don't even talk about OnlyFans. I've lost so much money on that." I go, "No, dude. I mean, the aisle. It's OnlyFans." And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." He's not the brightest guy, but
If he's
I
losing
fuck
lots
with
of
him
money on
anyway.
OnlyFans.
Yeah, well, I mean, I said OnlyFans and triggering. I mean, he obviously had a problem. I think he lives with his
Yeah.
mom and he's like 35,
Okay, he hasn't seen he hasn't seen boobs in the wild in a long time.
Right,
If
not
ever.
in real life. No. I don't know, man. I mean, he's got a good paying job. I'm sure somebody would show him their boobs for a good portion of money,
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He has to
Yeah.
pay to play.
Yeah.
That's
Cameron,
OnlyFans and why he's losing all his money.
Yeah.
Only.
I mean, hey, look. I mean, it exists for a reason, and people make good
Mhm.
living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They really do.
I'm over here like, damn. Too bad this body of mine ain't OnlyFans worthy.
Right.
Man, I'll tell you. Well, I stripped once. It's a weird experience. There's there was this lady that had a group of stripper dudes that she was managing, and she offered, she's like, "You can do this if you want, but try it out on something small and see what you like." So I made $150 to go up in the Arkansas Department of Health in the Department of Vital Statistics, where in the little cubicle office area in the back, I stripped for this 50-year-old chick that was retiring. Her name was Naomi. I walked in and I had my little jam box in a box. I'm like, I got a package to deliver, and I played a song and I shook my junk there in the Department of Vital Statistics.
Nice.
And Yeah, and then some manager lady gave me like an envelope as I left. Pretty cool. Because a lot of people can't say they've stripped up in there, but I can.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I used to
Man,
be a DJ
support it.
for strip clubs.
yeah. But my point is, girls got long fingernails, man, and when they're like trying to grope at your stuff,
Right.
and you're like, God, man, I'm not really wanting a flesh wound there. Yeah, that's scary stuff, So like, you could go ahead and try to put the dollar in, but put that shit on the side. Don't put that shit around my fucking, my helicopter. Now,
Yeah,
Click up there.
I made really good money working as a DJ for the couple of strip clubs. Generally, I'd get $50 a night, which is, back when I was doing it, that was like, $10 an hour at least, which is pretty good. And then, of course, the strippers all tip you out at the end of the night. And
yeah, they
so
do.
I'd get a check from the bar for $50, and then walk out with a wad of cash.
Love cash.
Usually about $200 a night in just pure
Wow.
cash. And so
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I don't feel, and I would only do it, Friday and Saturday night, sometimes Wednesday nights. And there was just really no need to go find another job because, I wasn't going to make that much in a shift at any other job. And I had more than enough fucking money at the time. So, yeah, that was quite lucrative. And while you're working, they'd give you free drinks. And so,
fuck yeah, that's
That alone
wonderful.
is worth the job, man. That alone.
right. And so, that was a good time. And I mean, you've got the microphone, so you can say whatever the fuck you want. And
Yeah.
so there was this one girl who was from Brazil, and I just kept introducing her as Argentina, which would piss her off. And there was this other girl that, I mean, she had a rockin' body, but her face looked like, well, it wasn't good. And so they were doing double trouble, two girls on one stage, and I introduced them as Argentina and Master Blaster.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I was ruthless.
Man,
Yeah,
Imagine they
I
didn't
should
tip you as well as
not
the
be in.
others.
Yeah. I'll offend people if I get intoxicated and start talking on a microphone because I will be trying to push boundaries. It's not good for anybody.
Right.
I shouldn't do that.
right? Yeah. so
You ever
what?
try to tip you better to get better treatment out of you?
Yeah. Oh, so the funny thing about that job is that you hear all these guys. They're like, "Oh my god, it'd be so great to be able to go back into the dancer's dressing room." I'm like, "No, it would not. That is not something you ever want to do because first of all, there's no black lights back there. That's all actual lighting. And second, you will see and hear things back there that you never want to see and hear." And so yeah, like one time I went back because one of the girls was late getting on stage, and I opened up the door, and one of them is bent over, looking over her shoulder in the mirror at her ass, and she's in mid conversation when I open the door, and all I hear is, "I really wish my boyfriend would lay off my asshole." I'm like, all right, I've got. That's all I needed to hear. I'm done for the night. So,
I was
Like,
hanging
guys,
this.
Hi.
I'll be back.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna go see the Arl.
okay, so
Ask if she needs strippers or
ask her if she needs
fire
some strippers.
giant. Yeah.
So
Ask her if her boyfriend really lays in her. Oh yeah.
and so you come over and you make the next day. Oh yeah, you can all get back. So it's been 2 days worth of travel. You can get back 2d6 in hit points just from resting, and you can cast whatever spells you want since it was 2 days worth of travel time. So you should all
Right
be
on.
you healed up, I would think.
Yeah, we
Should be helpful.
almost insta heal now after combat anybody with damage to get it back by just putting the
We
ring on.
kumbaya
Yeah.
with the ring.
Yeah, using the
Yeah.
ring of
Kumbaya
regeneration.
session.
Yeah.
Passing around.
So you get to this this lodge. It's a large 2-story longhouse. The ground floor, of course, is a great hall, and upstairs there is a over the entrance is a loft-like balcony that kind of comes out from the top floor. And this is a simple timber and thatch lodge, and you can see that it is built on the previous foundations. It looks like at one time there was an actual fortress here, and it was sacked, probably by boulders that have been thrown down from the fire giants. And you can see that upstairs, when you step into the lodge, you can see that upstairs has several rooms that are all along the balcony upstairs. And there is, standard, Viking-like fire pit in the middle of the hall, lots of seating around the fire pit, and at the far north end of the hall, you can see that there is a throne, and standing in front of the throne is a human woman, and she has her hair kind of swept back in like a mohawk style, and she is covered from head to foot in Stygian tattoos. And she is talking to one of the other, looks like a militia commander, and she finishes, and he turns and lets himself out, and she turns to you guys and says, what business with the Jarl of Skoedir do you have?
Well,
Here you got killing
We
to be
want to
done.
stamp out the fire giant menace.
we thought you guys wanted to, reward us for killing bunches of fire giants. And I'm just curious, as you guys are really doing the tattoo things, do your tattoos have cultural significance, or do they bless you powers and protections? And if they are powers and protections, would you trade, killing fire giants for some prime tattoo work?
So this is Jarl Lufa Olifdottir, and she tells you that the tattoos that she sports are signs or are testaments to all of her victory.
Oh, wow.
A Borman would take a tattoo of a victory if we kick a bunch of fire giants' ass.
That would be cool.
Would she give him a tramp
Matching
stamp?
tattoos for the party.
Yeah.
So she tells you that they are expecting an attack. She says, actually, our scouts told us that there was a force of fire giants coming again, but we were expecting them to have attacked at least 2 days ago, and so far they have not. And she says that any assistance that you would give would be very much appreciated. However, she says if you really want to help the town of Skoedir, if you have any influence with King Kisping, if you were to go to Olafsvellir and convince him to send forces, that would be the biggest help for Skoedir, because she says this has been going on for the past 10 years, and Skoedir it's basically they are capable of holding back the fire giants, but every single battle they lose a few more people, and she needs her forces to be bolstered, and possibly with an army to climb up the mountains to invade Enar, the fire giant stronghold.
I see where you're coming in there, but I mean, like we could maybe remember that when we get there. We have a couple stops first before we go to Olafsvellir, but killing fire giants sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, she says anything that you can do to assist would be of great help. Everybody.
Would your scouts be willing to point us out to where their forces are? We could, maybe.
Well, everybody roll a wisdom ability check. You want to roll under your wisdom.
Here we go with the thanking stuff again.
Wow, not one. Somebody got it.
That's
You got
Goodman.
wisdom checks for once.
Yeah. Borman did not get it, but both Malachi and Goodman did.
Okay.
And
It's like
everybody
the girls
but
all rocked
Borman.
it.
Yeah, everybody but Borman got it. Borman's talking cash shit, and he's probably talking more than he can chew.
So
That's what I'm gonna guess is gonna happen.
So it looks like everybody but Borman got it, and you can hear.
Yeah.
You suddenly hear the sound of not an explosion necessarily, but some kind of large impact and the collapsing of timber, and you can hear shouts from outside.
Oh, is that time already?
It's
Wow.
time to go fight. Yeah,
That was cool.
I guess now is the time for us to earn our tats.
You might want a different weapon than that flame sword, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Damn you, Frostbrand! You broke it the wrong time.
I know, man. That's bullshit right there, but it's okay. I've got a +1 blank sword too
I don't know.
in the bag of shit I got to deal with. I just want something rocking on that D8 die. I don't really want to live off a D6 base.
Oh, I feel you.
Yeah, and the long sword I have proficiencies with to help hit with, so I kind of want to stick with that. So I will switch to a +1 regular sword for the part of this battle, I guess.
On here, and I will get the party on the table.
Ooh, I have my warhorse now.
Yes.
In combat.
Yes.
Yeah, initiative.
Let me grab some tokens. Hold on just a second, and I'll get the initiative up. All right, you guys can roll initiative. Don't forget Mira.
Oh, yes. This could be an interesting one with Mira. Fire giants and all.
Look, I've got you, man. If she falls off, man, I'll bring her back up for you, man.
Mira will forever be this weird, slightly cross-eyed.
Like this time next year, she'd been risen from the dead like 10 times.
She'll be like the cat from Pet Cemetery.
Yeah, it's all fucked up.
Sometimes dead is better. All right, so Goodmond, you can see that there is a group of 5 fire giants that are attacking the northern march up here to the northeast. There is also shouts coming from the gate that you entered down here. There is a force of 3 fire giants that have circled around and are coming in, trying to come in through the gates. What does Goodmond want to do? I suppose. Hold on here. Let me put a grid up.
Well, I don't know. Do you guys want to go to the people up top or to the gate? I guess they'll have more people prepared up there and less people in the gate, but the gate is more defensible.
There we go.
But I always ask the
Bruh.
lady, the Jarl, whatever, be like, yo,
Yeah. Where do
do you
you
want
want
us?
us to go, Lady Earl Lady? Cat Lady?
Yeah.
She arms her. She grabs her sword, and she says that she's going to the northern march. If you can assist with dealing with the force that has trying to come in through one of the front doors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we know where we're needed.
We got you. So I'm gonna begin my double movement, I guess. What
So
I'm
these
doing.
hexes would be 10-foot hexes.
Okay, let me go back to where I
Let
was.
me actually modify the measurement tool here. There we go.
Now, it's gonna take me a minute to get out that way. Can
Question of note before I engage Mira in this combat and we do all that. Can she attack them without getting burned?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So no,
they're
she's
it
using a
just hit
natural weapon.
really fucking hard.
yep,
Um,
and they're immune to fire. So
right. I'm gonna run over here to Dentry and jump on the back of his horse, if that's okay, Dentry.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. I'm gonna
My
run and
horse
jump
can manage
on.
that for a small jaunt.
Yeah,
okay.
and
So
that will be
Goodman's
my turn.
jumping on the back of Dentry's horse. Mavis, what are you doing?
I don't know what I'm doing. Guess I'm moving towards the front line bravely.
Okay.
You have
Is
that.
that weird to do?
So I think
I
they're
think we're
heading
headed.
down here
Yeah.
Wait, what?
If you want to,
towards the front
yeah,
gates.
Oh, that way. Okay.
yeah.
Let me see here.
If you're gonna broom it though, at least take like peppermint or
Yeah, I'll take Peppermint with me. That sounds great. Where is
Okay.
she? Where is? Oh, right there. Duh. Okay.
she's in the middle of everybody, all the dudes.
As
Picking
usual.
up
Old habits die
Peppermint.
hard.
Yes, old habits
and
die hard.
running 80 feet. Okay. Here. Okay. That seems pretty good for an action.
I've been writing the final book for the first campaign, and there's going to be an event that originally I had thought that I was hoping that it would land on Mavis, but then I got to think about it, and I'm like, wow, it would be really ironic if it fell on Peppermint instead. So so Peppermint and Mavis move there. Borman, what are you doing?
What is this?
That
This
is
number
a
3 thing.
large statue. It is a statue of the god Var. That in his guise as the Hammer of Justice, and it's kind of a central point of worship in the town. You note that that if there was a temple or church of some kind, that it may be one of the crushed buildings. But instead, now it seems that most of the people just give offerings to this statue, and
How
it's known
tall
as
is it?
Var's Justice. It is 25 feet tall. It's huge.
All right, so I'm going to move. There. Well, I'm gonna have to double move to here, and then I want to ethereal jaunt on top of the statue.
Okay.
And kind of just hide in the shadow there behind it. I had to double move, so I can't attack.
Okay.
But I've got a longbow that will reach out there and touch them fuckers.
All right.
And
So the fire giant. Start down here.
The entry still end up in the back of the damn party.
So 2 of them. This guy.
Not where I would have placed him.
that was to simulate us just spilling out of the big house that Mira's still in.
Oh, okay.
Or you going to get your horse too.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, getting horsey with
Okay.
it. Is it a big white horse?
No.
Because then you can sing the song.
I know. I know. Want to ride?
Yeah, they're throwing rocks.
Ride horse.
This giant falls prone, stepping on the logs.
Hell yeah.
And he takes 1d8 damage. This giant takes 2. And saves. So he is not prone. And up here, oops, went scrolling. Not the right thing. One, 2. Okay.
Damn it! Now that song's in my head.
Sorry. Yeah.
That's all good.
Shit. Stupid defenses.
The defenses are working as designed.
Yes, the defenses are working exactly as I designed them. So the giants all move, and these giants, 3 of them, are going to huck some boulders up to 200 feet. We'll huck a boulder at Borman, we'll huck a boulder at Jackson, and we'll huck a boulder at Dentry.
Good thing it's a war horse. It's used to stuff. It won't get shaken.
So on Borman, he is displaced.
Yes.
19 to hit.
That's not going to do it.
So this boulder lands and crushes one of the townspeople that were running towards the northern march, obliterating them. On Jackson. Oh, wait. 13's going to miss. And on Dentry, the 20 is not going to do it. So these boulders are just raining down. Down here, only one giant can throw. He is going to throw and try to hit Mavis on her broom. 24 to hit.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it hits
Damn.
me.
You got her in the air.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Yep.
Shit.
I'll probably be okay.
Well, that's interesting.
Damn good throw.
Oh, here it is. And he hits Mavis with a boulder for 14 points of damage and causing Mavis to crash into the ground.
Okay.
Peppermint kind of rolls off and using her rogue-like abilities is able to eliminate any damage that she would have taken, but Mavis got smacked for 14.
All right.
Dentry, what would you like to do, you and Goodman?
I would like to urge my steed forward. Do I take any less movement because Goodman's on board?
No.
Cool. 80 feet with a double move. Shit, that's only there.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Alrighty, well,
Towns
that's
are
how
big.
far we got.
Okay. Yeah, towns are big.
Goodman, move.
There you go.
Thank you.
We'll get through this round, and then we'll break for this week. Peppermint.
Let's move. We can go here. Hide behind this building. I guess I could dash probably and
Yeah.
hide behind another building. Okay, I'll hide behind this building after dashing a bit.
Okay. Laura.
Let's move. 80 feet. I guess we'll go check on Laura, or I mean Mavis, or maybe I'll give her a little healing because that was a pretty big hit.
Yeah, that was a pretty big smack.
Okay. Okie doke. Oh, sorry.
Malachi.
All right. Our people are starting to scatter out and shit. So,
Did Jackson mean to keep a 0 initiative?
No, Jackson should have had a 4.
Oh, you reversed them.
Did I give it to Dentry instead?
Yeah.
Oh, whoops.
I fixed it. Don't worry.
Okay, well that means Dentry probably shouldn't have gone then.
That's okay. We'll leave it the way it is.
I can
for now.
get everybody but Peppermint is hasted.
Okay.
Sweet.
So
I couldn't reach Peppermint.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I will just go ahead and give her a red dot to show that she is not hasted. Easier to do the one that isn't than it is to do all the rest.
I'm going to put little lightning bolts on Malachi to represent that the haste is active, just so
That's
I
a good idea.
can remember to next week.
Yes, that's a good idea.
Yeah. I was able to get Mirror too in that. So that'll double our movement, man, at our base. Just wait till next round because I will enlarge Dentry.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
giant on giant action.
The haste giant.
Yes.
That is the shit.
Mira.
Mira. Oh, there she is. Mira and Jackson are gonna haul ass towards the front.
Okay.
And since we're now hasted, that's a lot of movement.
Yes.
That's Mira normally, or is it 50?
I think it's 50 feet, isn't it?
Yeah, I think she's 50.
I don't know. I could always.
Yeah, she's 50.
Yeah.
She's 50. So I can get 100 just off of normal movement. And then what I'm not going to do is have her be the first one there, only because that's a bad idea.
Right. Just run headlong into danger.
But I could easily have her kind of take some cover behind a building or something and wait. Because, she's a cat.
Right.
So she's going to kind of do a little ziggy-zaggy option so it's not a straight run. And hopefully with some cover between buildings, end up there and hope they didn't see her get there.
Okay, so she's hiding behind the inn.
Put a little hide thing on her.
I don't know if she's successfully hit or not.
Roll it. Roll a d6. She's not really hidden.
Okay.
Jackson, where are you moving to?
Jackson, noticing that Mira failed at her whole hiding thing, he will run right with her then. Be like, Mira, that's not how we hide. Here, let me help you out.
Okay, and Dentry already went. So up here. Let's see. That's a miss. And that's a miss. Man, their catapults suck. So the catapults launch and miss the fire giants completely. The soldiers up here at the march. Ooh.
Ooh.
This fire giant is killed outright.
Damn.
That's not doing nothing. That's not doing nothing. That's a hit.
Well, I can see how this town held out for so long. Damn.
Yeah. And last one up here. There's nothing. Down here. Ugh. Well, one of their militiamen stabs himself. That's something.
I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Nope, that's a mess. So the militia they've taken one of the fire giants out completely, and they are doing their job. They are launching launching boulders from the catapults, and have been missing. Catapults are not very effective. But we will pick this up next week at 12 with the Battle of Skoedir against the fire giant force, and that's where we'll pick up at the top of the round.
Awesome.
Oh, I
Thank
need to
you,
give you
sir.
guys some XP.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
On here.
I'm in that so close but so far point with Dentry for his night. It's like, I can almost taste it, but it's so far.
Everybody gets 2,514 XP.
Sweet. Thanks, sir.
You're very
Thank
welcome.
you.
Thanks.
I'll see you next week.
I will see you next week.
See you Wednesday.
Yes.
Cameron is gone. Talk to you later.
Have a good one.
Here's this.